What's up? Back with another video. Now today we're going to be beginning to rethink. Larry Elder recaps his experience with Charlamagne the God. You know what? We're going to watch the one on Charlamagne too. We're going to start with this one, but we're going to watch the one on Charlamagne too because I want to see, because Charlamagne's a definitely good debater. Like, people don't just destroy Charlamagne. So I do want to see, like, what happened with that. But anyways, subscribe, turn on post notifications, smash that like button. Share, man. Give this to as many people as possible. Bring people into the debate. Like I said, on Saturdays, I go live. I'm going to go live probably from 4 to 5. I got to push it back a little bit because I got to do some stuff between that time. But, hey, if you disagree with anything I got to say, come live and you can debate me. I'll bring you up. I'll help you build your channel, whatever you want. Let's go, you know. But be ready. Like, I mean, I'm a charge probably like $10, $20 to come up. You know, if you're that good of a debater, bring it on. Probably won't even charge. Maybe I won't charge though. I'll think about that. All right, what the fuck is going on?
Look at the comments. Many of them have.
Oh, why did it jump so? Okay, hold on. All right, I hate when it does that, man. All right, let's get it. Let's go.
Your friend, your good buddy, your compadre, Charlamagne the God. Yes. You mentioned him a little bit earlier. Yes. You were on his show, The Breakfast Club. Massive audience. You know, massive black audience. Breaking news, I just found out you're black. That's crazy. I just found that out. Yeah, crazy. What? This just happened. What? Amazing. Respect. But you were on about 2 weeks ago, and he did a reaction video, and he so politely called you the donkey of the day, and he went ham on you, brother.
For those of you who don't know what that is, donkey of the day is a segment to like acknowledge people when they're involved in stupidity. And Charlamagne like understands that everybody has a stupid moment, right? Everyone has a stupid moment, including himself. He's giving himself donkey of the day. But donkey of the day is just a representation of somebody either showing a hypocrisy, something dumb somebody does, and it's a very good segment. If y'all actually watched it, y'all would rock with it because he uses satire, but it does point out the hypocrisy in a lot of people and a lot of things that we do. So I know what he was talking about too, because I remember him doing a donkey of the day on Larry Elder. The donkey of the day on Larry Elder was because Larry Elder says there's no such thing as systematic racism, yet something systematic prevented him from being able to get on the I think it was to do like one of the debates. It was one of the debates or one of the stages or something like that. Something like that happened, and Larry Elder kind of complained about it. He thought it wasn't fair. And from my understanding of the story, it wasn't fair what they were doing. Yeah, but it kind of seemed like they were doing it because it was specifically him and nobody else. And I don't know. I just always find it interesting, like these conservative blacks that run, even if they don't get far. Like, they never really get far. They're never gonna, like, you'll never win as a conservative black in election. I guarantee you it'll never happen. I guarantee you that'll never happen. Like, so I don't see the point of even running, but that was the hypocrisy. It was something like that. Like, he was complaining about something happening in, like, in one of the debates or something that he couldn't come up, and then Charlamagne the God pointed it out. Like, well, if there's no systematic racism, what would be the point of that? So I don't know if maybe I'm saying it wrong, but maybe he'll talk about it.
So, you know, he's got a huge voice in the black community, obviously. What do you say to him? What do you say to the black community that they think you're the donkey when you're just like, look, personal power, personal self-improvement, accountability.
Well, he called me the donkey of the day, as I recall, because I didn't make the debate stage, and I complained about it. And I was on his show saying that there's no systemic racism in America, and here Larry is complaining about the systemic way he did not make the debate stage. Yeah. That's what he said. To me, that make no sense. And frankly, I believe he called me the donkey of the day because if you look at the comments, and I have a friend who read every single one of them, and these are his people.
You're a liar. You didn't have a friend that read every single one of the comments. This reaction channel has been me and my girl, and then after, like, me and the girl that split up, and it's interesting. There's hundreds of comments on some of those videos. Even in the new videos, there's hundreds of comments. It's like you can't even see them all when there's a small amount of comments. I can only imagine, like, if it's a large amount of comments, you're lying, and they didn't read them all, so he's already lying, and he's gonna lie and probably try to say, well, hold on, let me see, let me not guess it, let me see.
85% of them thought he got his butt kicked.
Yep. That's bullshit. That's bullshit. Like, first of all, 85% of them are on his side, on his channel. Matter of fact, let's test it. Let's see if Larry Elder is telling the truth. He said 85%. We're gonna pull up the Charlamagne video. Charlamagne, I want to see. Charlamagne and Larry Elder. Let me see. Systematic racism. Here we go. We got it right here. We got it right here. There's no way. Let me see. I'm talking to them. They're not even talking about Charlamagne. They're talking about the lady. Hold on, wait. A lot of these comments are on Larry Elder's side. Hold on, wait a minute. He might have done it. Oh, man. Okay, so we got to watch this, y'all. Maybe Larry Elder did. Ooh, okay. Okay. So maybe he's not lying. Okay. All right, cool. I can be wrong.
Yeah. So would you go back again?
Oh, absolutely. In fact, I'm tentatively scheduled to go back.
How do you win over not only Charlamagne, but the people who think like Charlamagne? Because there's millions of them.
Tell the truth.
Yeah.
Tell the truth.
But you know,
I've been doing this for 40 years. What you guys are doing, but for 40 years.
Yeah.
And I've noticed something. When somebody calls up, and I always took pride in taking people who disagree with me. No one in the middle of a conversation is going to go, you know what? You're right.
Yeah.
I've had an epiphany. It's the person who's driving, who's listening, that I'm talking to. And so I know that Charlamagne and the guys are going to go, well, you know, Larry, I never thought about this. You're right. There is no systemic racism. I need to rethink my assumptions. He's not going to do that. But his listeners will. And if you look at the comments, many of them have. I'm not saying they suddenly become card-carrying, Trump-supporting Republicans, but they're beginning to rethink their assumptions. They know fatherlessness is a bigger problem than systemic racism.
It is.
They see the schools. They see the crime. Well, I'll give you one quick story. Go for it. When I was in high school, there was a guy named...
Yeah, that's interesting, man. But that's not what most of the comments are saying. Most of the comments they're saying he won, but they're not saying he won against Charlamagne. They're saying most of the comments are talking about the girl. So, like, I haven't watched the video, so I don't know, but this was hilarious. Some people say he dog walked him. These are a couple Charlamagnes. Now it's just nothing on. Now it's nothing but Charlamagne winning. Maybe I just read the big top, and that was the problem. Yeah. No, it actually. I mean, backtrack on that. Interesting. But here's another interesting thing. Like, none of these people that are responding are black. Yeah, most of them are talking about the lady. She's so annoying. She keeps saying structured. Why does she keep talking? It's mostly talking about the lady. It's really not talking about Charlamagne. It at some points, it's saying he dog walked the Breakfast Club, but it's not saying... Well, then again, that is talking directly to Charlamagne. Let's keep going.
Gilbert. And he was a iffy kind of student. He wasn't a bad student, but he wasn't somebody that was academically oriented as I was. I told you my dad used to have a cafe, and I didn't like working for him. So when my dad and I stopped talking to each other at 15 years old, I decided to get me a job in the summer with the county, LA County. You had to go downtown and take this big test. There must have been 300 or 400 people. This is in the late 60s. Most of the people there were white. And one of the guys taking the test was this guy named Gilbert from my high school. And I saw him, and it was a 3-hour exam, math, reading comprehension, stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And then you had to go out in the hall, and then they grade the paper, and you come back in. So I see Gilbert. He goes, "Hey, Larry, what's up?" I said, "What's going on, Gilbert?" He said, "Watch out. They're going to get us." I said, "Who's going to get us?" He said, "The white people who are grading these exams." Yeah. I said, "They're going to get us?" He said, watch them flunk us." So we go back in. 300 people, as I said. They call out your name if you are to remain, meaning you pass the test. And then they would give you a bunch of options for jobs. and if you didn't get your name called, you had to leave. So I'm sitting there, calling off the names. Of course, my name was called, as were the names of a number of black people. And then you hear a screeching of chairs as the people who weren't called get up to leave. So Gilbert walks right by me, and he says, as he sees me sitting there, obviously my name was, one of those who was called, who was named, he said, "What did I tell you?" How can somebody make an argument that white people are going to flunk black people? I'm black. I'm sitting there. I'm not flunked. And he walks by me and he says, "What did I tell you?" This is the mentality. This is a sick. This is an illness. And a lot of black people have that. We have to raise our game. I remember the Dream Team in the Olympics because we began losing matches. We can't send college kids anymore and expect them to win.
92.
So the Dream Team crushes everybody. Well, now we still send the best. We don't crush people anymore. It's competitive now because the rest of the world raised their game. They didn't lower the hoop. They didn't widen the hoop. We need to raise our game.
Yeah, but that's basketball. Like, it's like, that's not a good analogy. The point of that was dumb. Like, if you walk right by him and see, like, he's sitting down, then to blame it on systematic racism at that point is weird. You just failed the test. You can't claim racism on that note. But there's a reason why black people feel that way. It's there's a reason why they've had to pass laws to protect blacks. There's a reason why they've had to pass laws to get blacks into certain programs. There's a reason get blacks into jobs. And there's a reason why they passed a law to where they can't discriminate on your hair. Like, genuinely, discrimination practices have happened throughout the U.S. Now, is it getting better? Yes. And I think that's a conversation more that we need to have. But to say it never existed and is not existing, I don't think he's saying it never existed. But at the same time, like, to say that like, there's just no prevalent to it, there's no relevance to it to this day. I mean, there is. There's a lot of relevance to it. And there's a reason that black people think this. It's not a sickness. It's just the reality of what some of them have been subjected to. And I'm saying them like I'm not one of them. Some of us have been subjected to, including Larry Elder himself. He probably had some systematic racism things. Not systematic. He's probably had some racist things happen to him throughout his life, including the debate stage, maybe, possibly. Like, I'm going to go look into the other side of the conversation to see what that is. But definitely the friend walking by was dumb. But I myself have had stories that I can say have been weird with how white people, how I've been treated by police officers and in certain schools. End up learning later that one of the schools, I don't want to say it on here, I want to be careful, but one of the schools that I went to genuinely was discriminating on blacks. And like, I ended up learning when I graduated that this is 2012 when I graduated from high school. So I would love to debate Larry Elder. I think Charlamagne probably wasn't ready for the debate. In my opinion, he wasn't ready, because normally Charlamagne is really good at debating. So I would love to debate Larry Elder. Y'all try to make it happen if it's possible.
It's black people. If you look at a graph of how much homework a black kid does every night versus a white kid versus an Asian kid, it's like this. If you don't put in the time, you're not going to get the results. We have to stop bitching and moaning and whining about systemic racism and raise our effing game. That's what I'm all about.
So if you like this clip and you want to watch another one, click right here. And if you want to watch the entire podcast...
I like him. This guy is wealthy as hell. I like him, though. I don't care that he's wealthy, but that doesn't really make a difference anyway. But, I mean, I like him a lot, though. Anyways, yo, peace. That was a great video. Larry Elder is definitely on his game when it comes to these type of conversations. If you're not ready for it, you're going to get blown out the water. So, anyways, I'm out, y'all. Peace.